Right, abusuan mu bibia kwaba mfamra 2K ni sem blossom ewo YouTube so ase abusuan for yaba as usual ensem ahodo a ekoso ewo Ghana ase ne de beso mehwefo ene atifo nya na abusuan info bi aba betodwa info bi adrop ya menso mensa aka abusuan hu hia se won so nya de ekwo ne bi na wuti ne sent no anam de sa video e ba beso na message so benya bre obegebre wa bra ye kwo ne akwa nsem nia enchiremu e de aba na message so se unya subscribe mfama me na wa subscribe dem na bi ya so etimi ay kama bedin e de kwam gentle
to request for them to meet.
You've told me what you have. You haven't told me what you have. What do you have?
For us, you want me to tell you on your show? You want me to tell you so and so on your show?
The onus is on you.
To give you on your show?
You are being labeled as a liar right now.
No, I'm not a liar. They are liars. So you want me to give you something? This is my evidence, so and so. Sammy Gyamfi, this is my evidence. Is that how you adduce evidence?
If you could put this information out in the public, you should better put the evidence out.
No, that advice is not taken. Thank you very much, Samson. But
okay, thank you.
But the logic that national security apparatus should not be allowed to take interest in investigating such matters and be allowed to lead a communication. And the assertion from presidency
30 minutes. Thank you. 30 seconds. Yes,
they are not interested.
All right. Kofi, how do we proceed? Yes, how do we proceed? Thank you. We agreed on this. Kofi, how do
they are hiding something.
Thank you.
But there are other agencies who are investigating. They are interested.
Kofi, let's hear you. Let's hear you. It's your
National security issues are bipartisan issues. We've had problems under all parties. When these things arise, I would think that Reverend and Co. should handle it first within Parliament in the Security Committee. And they should link up with the security agencies and try and deal with it. But we all know that sometimes there are partisan pools in this thing. And then it may become necessary, for you to maybe bring it out and maybe raise it or whatever it is. But the point I want to make is this. It is not good for any of us when these things degenerate like they've degenerated this morning. And so I would wish that when we see some of these problems, let both parties come together and establish the truth. None of us benefits. Drug dealing, all these things, they are for private benefit and national ruin.
What do you suggest? How do you go about establishing the truth here?
Within Parliament.
How?
When he has this information, the parliamentary committee, whatever it is, they have the way of summoning, even in camera, put the information there, discuss it, make the effort. That's what I'm saying, be nationalistic about it. When it comes out like this, it's a partisan thing. But let's be clear here. Under both parties, we've had a slippage in drug dealing, in all of the, under both parties. And the people who do them don't necessarily have the sanction of the politicians. But when the problem comes, it becomes partisan, then they defend. My worry is that just like it's happened here, it will be happening in other places, and then they slip through. And when it degenerates, we will all suffer for it. So national security issues are bipartisan. When he mentioned the issue of the cocaine, over 10 containers of gold and cash enter your country. You know what? Professor will tell you, where water can pass, air can pass. If that kind of thing can happen to your country, mercenaries can come here and take over your government. So look, let's not play with them. And it's really sad that they degenerate into partisan arguments. And there should be also no recklessness or point taking. If indeed somebody was landing plane loads of cocaine and things here, don't be taking any points on it because we are all at risk.
Okay.
So really, I'm hoping that we'll find a way to make this bipartisan. Parliament is the best.
Nonetheless, Reverend Intima has not been reckless. You said there should be no recklessness.
No. You see,
he's not been reckless. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Not everything is a yes or no.
Thank you.
I hope he did better with it, but I don't know what kind of resistances and issues.
Thank you.
I have faced similar problems.
Let's hear you. Sorry, don't intervene.
I'm sorry. $500 million.
Reverend. I'm sorry. Let's keep to the bargain. Sorry.
$1 billion.
Yes, let's hear you.
Something. It should be clear to any discerning mind out there that this issue is not an issue. It's not a national security issue, which requires a bipartisan, approach or resolution. This is a clear case of disinformation gone bad. There's a clear case of a member of parliament who irresponsibly decided to concoct and fabricate a lie against the government to cause hatred and opprobrium for the government. And he has been exposed. He has been caught pants down. And it is very clear. He himself says that he was talking about mere suspicions. So per his own confessions, he has no evidence worthy of interrogation or investigation. Again, per his own confessions, he has absolutely nothing to buttress or substantiate the allegations he has made. His Excellency the President, in a spirit of transparency and accountability, has directed the relevant state security agencies to investigate the matter, will go through the law, follow due process, and get him to appear. And should he fail to adduce evidence, he will face accountability. And that is something that we can guarantee him. So you see something? Let us stop endorsing recklessness like Kofi Ben.
And endorse money
people who set out to lie. If this was genuine, if there was some basis, we will all have said that, look, there is some basis for this allegation. Let's not dismiss it. Let's go and investigate it. We've all been in opposition before. But when somebody set out to concoct, fabricate non-existent issues, lies against a government, you don't come on air to entertain, encourage, or endorse that. So what he has done clearly is irresponsible. It must be condemned. And if he is still, instead of, if I were him, I would do what gentlemen do. Look, I got it wrong. I am sorry. Forgive me. That is all. You have your honor intact. But if you continue to insist, attacking people when you know you don't have the evidence, then what you are saying is that let's delve into the matters. And should we find that these allegations were malicious, frivolous, vexatious, and all that, and in breach of the laws of this country, you will be prosecuted because you are not above the law. And a federal market will not be able to save you from accountability in this matter.
Sammy,
that you can be sure.
Sammy, yes, so you are done with your time, but I need just a minute again with you.
Yeah.
He's raised suspicions.
Yeah.
The time these flights were leaving, we had a blackout at the airport. Some say that is curious. Like he has also raised 2 aircrafts, both technical faults, around the same time. That's curious. Anybody who is well-meaning, who has come chance onto something like this, should raise an issue.
Okay, Samson, assuming without admitting that what you're saying is even wrong, right, that the circumstances surrounding the arrival or departure of this aircraft from Ghana is curious, okay, assuming that is the case. Curiosity is not the same as saying that I have intelligence that the said aircrafts were being used to smuggle illicit substances. That, we are not talking about curiosity here. That's number one. Number two, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, who is the right person to speak on this matter. He has ultimate responsibility for government communications because all these state security agencies are part of an animal called government. And the overall spokesperson for that entity is Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye. Has given you the registration numbers of the various aircrafts, true or false. He's giving you the time that they arrived in Ghana, why they had to overstay in Ghana. He has given you the time they left Ghana. He has given you, they have even shared with you pictures of the materials they were carrying. So if you, and he has told you that all the relevant security agencies inspected the aircraft.
One of the flights, the first flight was stopping for what he calls technical stop. And it was also
I think that one was the one which was stopping for screening.
Both he mentioned technical stop. Yeah. And he says that it needed this certification which is required for the European countries.
Scanning and screening, a certification necessary for the EU market.
It took off with the cargo, knowing that it needed this certification. Yeah. Why didn't he do it wherever it took off from? Why did he have to come to Ghana to do that?
But he has explained to you that where the flight took off from, that system is not available.
And I'm telling you that they have it.
Yes, exactly. And for all you know, that is the standard practice.
Okay.
Don't you have flights?
Thank you.
Don't you have flights? We have heard you.
We have heard you.
It's a lie.
Don't repeat it. We have heard you.
Yes. The normal practice.
Thank you. We are done.
Thank you. Transit at various airports for one reason or the other.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That is standard practice.
Thank you, gentlemen. I want to be able to continue to refer to you guys as gentlemen, please. Please, gentlemen. Thank you. Reverend. Thank you. Thank you. And I have your messages here, and I'll share it with my guests and with the rest of the world. Gentlemen, please. Rev, thank you. All right, so Akilu Fantiakwa Begros Hey, welcome back. This is News File.
It is war. So we should be careful. The containers are not missing. The containers have documents covering them. There are paid officials who were superintending their movement. They know where those containers are, and they must be made to answer questions. In the law of evidence, when you are the person with information and you are asked the information and you don't supply the information, everything adverse will be attributed to you. In other words, when the containers landed, there were papers covering them. There was an officer in charge. When they were put in a certain place, papers covering them. Try to take even a box of things out of the pot, and you understand what I'm saying. The different hoops you have to go through. So what I'm saying is this. Somebody has information about where the containers are, and that person is in a pot. That person should be made to answer whether he is in office or out of office. If we are not an anarchic state, a proper investigation will determine where these things are.
In fact,
we will find them and prosecute people.
You have followed the group with the cameras.
Yes.
To the Pram Pram and elsewhere, where they have seen some of the containers and the wires in there.
Yes.
And you see that they use car rims
to cover them.
To cover them up. Yeah. It's the material that we.
I didn't want to digress, but that's what I'm saying. Even where they steal and they try to hide, you can track it. Look, in this country, police were able to find a dead body under concrete. The containers are not missing. In a functioning state, we will find them, and the people who are involved will either answer questions or go to jail.
Police also arrested a truck that was going to A+'s constituency. Yeah. And the allegation is that it appears that during the transition, that is when some of these things happen, you know, the grabbing that was going on, alleged. Yeah. This was part of it. The police arrested that vehicle as well, and they saw some of those wires. The ECG is the only one that procures them for the country.
Anarchic states. That truck came through a port